Okay, here we are, back again. Can you believe this? I pulled a double shift at the bureau this morning since they were having all that elevator trouble. Stop off at my studio for a bit, and then I think I'm free to drink in peace. Naturally, the rest of the office rolls in before I'm more than a sip or two into this delightful cocktail. That would be annoying. Gray even asked me to fax something for him. I should write this up as overtime. If I have true talent, is tuning out my colleagues. Ha, ha. They did. Remember that shipment of bourbon I mentioned from Hard Times? I actually mistook you for the delivery driver back at the bureau. Anyway, I guess it never came. The driver was in an accident en route. Terrible, actually. Still, between us, I wish those busybodies had found any other venue. I've always thought of this as my bar, my colorful, tranquil third place. You know what I mean, right? Huh. Exactly. Plenty of seating, people from the neighborhood drifting in and out, and men's haircuts are so cheap and simple. It's no financial burden, no big production. I'd be at a salon every weekend, but my hair needs special treatment. Sensitive scalp. That's my cross to bear. Ha ha. What about you? Oh, that's kind of hopeful. Like, these ones are kind of bad. Oh, well, it might be if you're not careful. Surely you don't want to die alone at your workbench, or do you? I guess that could be sort of romantic in itself. Sort of a tortured genius craftswoman thing. Okay, I can see it. Sounds like you've got some reflecting to do. That's okay. This is a good place for it. Here on the lake, I mean. Because there are reflections on the lake. It's the water. It reflects. You see. Oh, Conway. Conway, you shouldn't be here. There she is. You have to try one of these flower drinks. I feel like I could drink 100 of them. Not too sweet, not too strong, you know? A real session drink. Nah, it's not one of those. Not one of those really strong drinks. Just sort of. It doesn't taste like a flower. I mean, not like a flower smells. You know, perfumed, sickly sweet, like a star thistle flower. You know, my mother was obsessed with those awful weeds. We had a small house just about leaned up against a hill, and every spring that hill would explode with yellow star thistle. And she'd tear into them. Wild, I mean, really enraged by it. She said they were an invasive species, like foreign squatters on her land or something. I used to think she was such a wicked old lady to get so violent about it. After she died, I mean a few years after, I came by the house again. It was spring, but I didn't see a single yellow flower on that hill. She must have finally got them. Or maybe they followed her home. I wonder if they're lotuses. It was a real lotus colony sort of vibe. More old stuff. I'm drowning in old stuff tonight. Feels like I've got it piled up all around me, like one of those old guys you hear about who never threw anything away. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I don't know why I'm like this doesn't. This is a tragedy. This doesn't end well. But if I can at least try. Oh no, I don't think so. In fact, I could use a few more of these. Just take a book of matches to the room. That should clear everything right up. You know what I mean? What? Sorry, I'm not making sense, am I? Haha. A lot of ha-has here. I just mean to say I can't look at anything without remembering something else, and then that reminds me of something else, and I'm buried in it. I just need to get my head clear for a minute. Get a clear view of the day. Get oriented. Yeah. In search of lost time. Gotta stop. Live in the here and now. There was a time when I felt this way. I'd bite the bullet, try to sober up and get a job. There you go. That's the entrepreneurial spirit. Well, I guess I've got something in common with the computer after all. Aw, Conway. Hey, I'm going to sit and look at the water for a minute. I'll talk to you later. Don't be a stranger. I kind of like that. It's like what's the nice way to? I can't even remember if I spoke to him before. I may have. Yeah, like what? Like, is there a socially acceptable way to be like, stop talking to me, please? I want to just enjoy the moment. It's like, yeah, don't be a stranger. But I want to just look at the water right now. I dig that. If you could only do it without, I don't know, hurting feelings. At first, Shannon mistakes the iridescent glimmer for a seashell washed up from the lake. Maybe some freshwater relative of the abalone? Question mark? Or even a pearl. But it's only a trading card. It must have been valuable to someone, or it wouldn't be printed on this lustrous material. Whatever was on it has mostly worn away. All that's left is the shiny backing and the words Gleaners Forward. Okay. No, of course not. Is that our friend the kid? Single footstep? Anything in the dark? What are these? One of the cool things with Disco Elysium that I didn't notice until like 8/4 of the way through was you could actually WASD key move the cop around. I can't. Sorry, like in my head I'm thinking they're gravestones, but I really can't tell what they are. Are they just pillars? Are they just piles of stones? If I just look back this way. Okay, so there's a dune here. I can't talk to you. Okay, I don't... Yeah, well, I'll try on the other side, but... First, a little look-see. All that in... Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here. I think that's subtly hinted by the dock. I don't know if there's a reason not to have the flashlight on. Huh. Pseudo talk. The water is fine, invigorating. It makes me want to run. I could gallop up and down this beach like a horse. What's he yelling about? He wants to run on the beach, like a horse, he says. Oh dear, what's in these drinks? Ha, ha. Everyone is I don't like it. Has there been a genuine laugh yet? But deceptively sweet. Like a lotus? Mine's not very sweet at all, actually. It's just sort of pleasant. I really meant rich, I think, with a sweet aroma. It does sound kind of like I could be interested in a non-alcoholic, like sweet, excuse me, flowery drink. What is it called? Elderflower. That's a sort of interesting. It's one of those things where I think, like along with like rose water flavored things, where someone might say, "Oh, great, thanks, Steam." Where it tastes like old woman's perfume, but I actually kind of like the taste of elderflower, and it's sort of sweet, syrupy, where it can be. But that's not what I'm sort of imagining here. It's a sort of fruitier, darker drink. Something you drink at night. I'm flashing back to Thailand. The one time I was there in the middle of the night, going to a restaurant, having a meal in the dark, couldn't see anything that you were eating, and I was like 8. So I wouldn't have known what it was even if I could see it, and just flavors in the dark, finding things by feel. Strange, sweet flavors, textures. I don't know, it was a very good night. The restaurant was very densely foliaged. It felt sort of jungle tropical. Anyway. Catch anything, Louise? So, did you find what you were looking for? With Lula, I mean. I think that's another recurring line. I know what you mean. I've been working on... I think I will go for a run along the beach as soon as I'm finished with this drink. Try not to yell so loud, Louise. I'm afraid you'll shake the ceiling loose. Oh, right. Because it's the 0, and we don't know if we're... We don't know if we're indoors or outdoors. Ooh. I wish the flashlight wasn't so specific in order to get things to show up. Little box. Shannon... Boy, howdy. Shannon finds a small box, about the right size for an injured baby bird or a couple of mice. Oh no. This box is only full of sand. She rolls a few grains in her fingertips. It feels different from the sand under her toes, finer and slicker. She has the feeling this is sand from a different beach. Huh. Alright, so this is all done. I do appreciate that the game remembered the conversations I had already done. I remember in one of the previous games, they didn't, and I had to redo a bunch of conversations. Something glints black in the flashlight's beam. Shannon brushes the sand off a damaged VHS tape. The smudged label on the spine reads, "Private. Do not watch, but do not erase." Can I take it? No? There's a lot of stuff here that I would definitely have taken. Come on. Oh no. Oh, that was scary. A styrofoam cup is half buried in the sand, miraculously intact. It still has some coffee in it. Maybe it came from the bar, or maybe someone dropped it here on their way to the bar. Maybe they weren't even headed to the bar originally, but drank their coffee too fast and needed a stiff counterbalance. Shan thinks about the war of liquids in the stomach. Coffee to start the day, liquor to end it, apple cider vinegar to patch up the battlefield. Her mouth feels dry. She thinks about all the nervous casualties of the liquid war, clumsy alchemists transmuting day into night. She thinks about a chalky, gray-pink liquid her mother kept for upset stomachs. That was stored in a coffee cup, too. Some sort of Pepto-Bismol. Similis. I can't remember the substance. Bismuth? Is it bismuth? That, is inside, like, all Pepto-Bismol likes. Okay. I'm sure I've missed something because of how the flashlight is so specific, but I can't imagine it's very fun to watch me beachcomb for 16 hours either. Conway, you know it's a bad idea. Oh, me too. How'd the kid know that I was moving on over here? Oh, that must... Okay, that's part of his loop. Oh. Patches. This game's patches looks very different. Hey, did you hear the ice caps are melting? I mean the polar ice caps. The ones all the way at the top. Don't listen to him, hun. He's all doom and gloom tonight. Don't listen. That's the answer, Dawn. Well, what else can you do? Someday all of this will be underwater. We'll all be drowned. What can you do? God. Half measures avail us nothing. The only thing is revolution, destroy the corporations. Don't be a pessimist, Sonny. Have another Mai Tai. Yeah, the drinks aren't working on him. He's just in a dark mood because the bar is crowded tonight. He likes to spread out. Have you been observing the death of the American dollar? Oh, God. That would probably end it, so I'll go with this one. Well, what would you expect? The American dollar is already corrupted, and I'm certain that the government is fully aware the American dollar is corrupted. It's a perfect storm, really, and that's why I'm depressed. Sonny, you're insufferable. The American dollar. That's his latest rant, but I'm not surprised by anything anymore. Before this, it was bovine growth hormones and global warming. Yeah, like 5 seconds ago it was. Nah, he's harmless. I just don't know him anymore, that's all. Oh, God. Oh, God. He takes bits and pieces of things he reads and synthesizes them all into some grand theory, and it's always the end of the world. Oh. He's like a Trumpist. That's sad of him. His kids aren't going to talk to him if he doesn't fix his brain. That was a little flippant, but if you don't laugh, you cry sometimes. Anyway, but who could know that stuff, right? We can't even predict the weather. I mean, if you could take all these little pieces and predict how they're all going to interact, well, you'd know everything. I'll tell you what I'd do without... let me try that read again. I'll tell you what I do with that kind of knowledge. When I first met a man, I'd look at his shoes and the kind of books he reads and what he eats for breakfast, and I'd make damn sure we weren't doomed to spend our twilight years greedily emptying Mai Tais and arguing about the American dollar. Oh, that's sad. God, get a divorce. Find better people. I don't even know what you do with like those conspiracy theorists. I don't know what to do about you. Well, you know what they say about hindsight. Here's to better yesterday. Ha ha. It's not a true peace, it's a false one. A real lotus colony. This is just like Odysseus. I'm so deep from noticing this. What? Oh, okay. I've never been like, hey, how's it going? And someone turn away and walk away to start a conversation. Junebug, hey, guess who I just saw like an hour ago? You just missed her. I tried to hold her back, but she's all business. How are you, Patch? Oh, man. You know, Carl had that gig for a minute at House of T-Shirts, but they went out of business. If our numbers were better here, he could just work on his record and be fine, but you know how it is. For now, he's selling flowers on the river. Say hi if you pass him. Hey, any of your friends want a drink? I've got time. Busy night, but everyone's deep in their straws by now. Ha, ha. Oh, man. I don't want to just end the conversation, but I don't want anyone to be alcoholics. It's these kooks from upriver. They all come in together. I think it's some kind of work thing. They're nice enough, but you know, I've got to keep an eye out for lightweights trying to swim home or something. I don't have that kind of insurance, so no. I hope he doesn't think about horses swimming, Louise. Anyway, I don't mind them, but you know how territorial Dawn and Sunny get after a couple of Mai Tais. Speaking of which, we'll pass. Yeah. I am so glad to see you. These kooks are bumming me out, man. See that guy in the sand over there? He rolled up kind of off-center, you know? Kind of leaning on the stage here, and he was like, what kind of strings are those? Steel or nylon? Oh yeah, it's mandatory around here, man. It's what the people want. I'm just a humble artist, you know? Oh, I meant like, I'm sure you handled the situation gracefully. Not, you better have been better have been a good service provider. Plus, it's better for tips. You can't look like you care about it, you know? Even if it's your livelihood. The crowd can smell economic precarity. and it turns them off. I guess it's no fun to give someone money if they really need it. Too much responsibility. Ha ha. Stop it. Hey, speaking of which, I'm about mid-set here. Can you take the can around? Whoa, okay. Alright. Can you take the can around while I play this next one? It's on the tape. I think you'll like it, man. Thanks. Okay. Collection cup. Hey, give me $5. She didn't have to do that. It had to hurt. But that's the way it goes. The unsteady steadying this unsteady. There's probably a $5 bill somewhere just floating up and down the river from tip jar to musician to tip. But that's just the way it goes. The unsteady, steadying the unsteady. There's probably a $5 bill somewhere just floating up and down the river from tip jar to musician to tip jar to musician like an eternal ferry of good intentions. What, that's it? Yeah, better pay up. These two are pretty reliable. Where does their money come from anyway? Government check, maybe? Nah, then they'd only tip like that on the 1st and 15th. Maybe they fence stereos or something. Are we? Are we gonna do anything? No, okay. Hey kid, give me some money. Yeah. Oh god. These kooks are really going for it. That's good. You can't always hope for much with these fly-by-night crowds. Could have been some deep tiki fanatics getting uptight about Serrano's tape machine or something. But these folks are tourists wherever they go. In his own little orbit, he ought to stop and think about who's creating all the atmosphere. They think it's natural or something. Like it's just what this place sounds like. A cheap illusion. He's way gone, reflecting, or pretending he doesn't see the tip jar. Horses don't have money. I don't think there was anyone up here, was there? Oh, he runs slowish. Well, but so did Shannon. Yeah. I can't believe I'm going to dox my friend Inky Block. Let's see. Ooh, $2. Do I just yank it out of his pocket? This guy's barely here. He's like basically sugary wet sand until the morning. He left a couple of bucks by his shoes here, or dropped it. That's probably for the band, if it's for anything at all. I was about to say how thoughtful to leave a tip, but then it's like or maybe he's just too drunk and he lost his money. Okay, I couldn't remember. All right. Conway. Will never has any money. Good for him. I don't know what. Oh, I don't know what that means. She had some work in Kelly's show. Paintings, maybe? That's a tough gig, too. You can't make a scratch without a pigment, a medium, and a surface. And not one of those is cheap. It's true. My brother does paintings. Yeah. Maybe you could make your own to start. Charcoal, blood, and rock. DIY. Oh, Conway. This guy's keeping some odd company tonight. Better just let him be. Some odd company? Oh god, if I had the degosser, are there going to be skeletons around him? Yeah, and he has lost his arm. I can't remember if I saw that before, but... Oh, boy. Ooh. Someone left a 20 here. Is that for Patch or Serrano? Maybe there's enough change in the jar to split it. That's only fair. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, conceivably, you could say it should only go to Patches, because... nah, I think that's fine. Okay, I think that's everybody. Unless there are secret skeletons that I missed. Okay. Yellow. Yeah, let me talk to Drew, please. Kinda plump-cheeked, but not obscenely so. A person of many talents, you can tell immediately. No, I don't see no one like that. Did you check the stairwell, though? Drew sometimes sits over by the stairwell. No time. Hey man, I've got other things to do. When you see Drew, just say it called, alright? Oh no. That's what you get for... Huh? Why? Oh, huh. Yeah, listen, we got a problem down here. Man, it's all messed up. I tried realigning that big sewer grate under the livestock pen, like you said, right? Uh-oh. Damn thing flooded, man. It's even worse than before. All I'm saying is we've got to get these computers out of here. Huh? I don't know. The farm? The horses? I mean, we're running out of time here, man. Hey, I forget. Does that big green valve dump water or sewage? You told me earlier, but I've been so stressed it just kind of flew out of my mind. Oh no. So, should I turn that valve? The odds of it pumping out sewage. Alright. Alright, you're the boss. Oh, God bless. Good luck. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing something, or... Let's all stand and stare at each other. This is what being alive is all about. Oh. Okay. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. This is Joe. Joe, meet Joe. I've got some log updates. 1014743441. Clayton Philomena 5157 7 miles. 1 driving, 15 sleeping. No one ever listens. Um, I'll write this down. I don't think it'll matter. 101474341. Clayton, Philomena, 5157 miles. 1 drive, 15 sleep. 624714268. Weiss, Rogelio, 3 miles. 3 drive, 13 sleep. 0169303990. Laura Idella. Oh, I made a mistake in listening to all this. Fine. I also only wrote down the initials because I thought that it was like a, Victor Echo November sort of thing. But I was mistaken. It probably is important if they're using multiple, because I know there are multiple. But, oh well. 8 driving, 8 sleeping. I wonder if these are the names of places. Some of them, like, they're all, just because the miles, the driving. I know a Jasper. In fact, I know 2 Jaspers. There's a Jasper Tech, I think Jasper. A guy got pulled over by a cop there, and luckily he lived in the vicinity, so the cop didn't kill him, and the cop was just like, "Ah, yes, you're also from Jasper. God's country." 79918 Copeland, Gizella, 0706 miles. 3 driving, 13 sleeping. I don't know if those are actually miles. You wouldn't. None of the others had a 0 in front. Acevedo, 559. Conrad. Oh, sorry. God, I sounded so excited. I was thinking of Conway. Conway, Lauren, 07358. Drive, 8 sleep. I definitely regret doing this. I'm so sorry. 7. This is like a number station. I tried to solve a number station once. Quell Surprise. I did not get far. 9. 14. Drive. 2. Sleeping. It's always 16, isn't it? It's always 16. So driving, sleeping. It always adds up to 16. PRMJD. If it spells something out with those letters, it's not immediately apparent because they're mostly consonants. Because it's different every time. I think probably I was wrong. I should have put down the full names. But we know it always adds up to 16. I don't know. There's a lot of riffing on computer stuff. Is like 16-bit. 3, 6, 9. It's always 9 digits, I believe. What is 9 digits? Social security numbers. Okay. 854741521. Kaiser Alonzo, 188 miles. 16 sleeping. Well, I figured that out before I saw it. 08801. If they add, do they add up to something? Oh boy, this is a fun video to listen to tonight, I'm sure. Calculator. Ooh, the S. Calculator. There it is. Okay. Alright, so 8 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1 equals 37. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be correct. Okay, 5, 9. Glenn Vicente. God, how long is this? I'm filling up a whole page, an additional page. 3, 7, 1, 2, 6. Drive 15, sleep 9, whole. Rachel spelt wrong. 2, 4. Okay, I'm not gonna write any more down. I'm not gonna say any more down. We're just gonna see how this ends. I should have done this like 15 minutes ago. I'm very sorry. KR Vicente? There was a Vicente earlier, I think. I haven't seen any other doubles that I recall. Philomena. There was a Philomena. I'm going to be honest. I will do 13 more. At that point, I will stop. 1. Shannon. Shannon Adelaide. Faulkner, Catherine. I know some of them are the names of writers. I'm sure the others are too, I just don't recognize them. It's kind of funny or perhaps sad that I'm just like, I'm intrigued. It's just a bunch of numbers and names, but feeling like there's a secret behind them makes them more interesting than if you just were like, here are a bunch of things I want you to memorize. I do not believe that he would say all of this over the phone. I sure hope I remember how to speed up time in the recording. But what if there's a Steam achievement if I get through all 15,000 listings for this logbook that this dude is just saying into a phone? Yeah, okay. No, life is short. What? Who? You let me call out how many? Oh man. Oh, that was a huge waste of time. If I just hang out, will he just have infinite phone calls? Did I take so long to get money? Like, shouldn't this? I don't know. This just feels a little weird. I don't know. What have I missed? Should there be music playing and something's messed up? I don't know. Conway, I don't... You're a grown man. On some level, I recognize this. But on the other, I will warp this hideous topology that makes no sense and gets me lost every day. I will shatter it to ensure that you don't slave away for a shit company and aren't an alcoholic. That's not the right phrase. And like don't drink anymore. I will shatter this pseudo hell. I will smash the god of the zero. I will undo the dark sorceries that make this place real. Anything here? No. Yeah, so they're back, so it's time to go. Well, that was a pleasant detour. Yes, ma'am. Ready to get moving? How about you round up the old man if you can tear him free? wanted to jump on him. It's a mean impulse, but it is the impulse I had. I knew it. 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 It's kind of a seductively posed skeleton. Yeah, you're right about that. I never quite thought of it that way. Oh, no, it's nothing. Hey, let's get out of here. Work to be done, right? Delicate. No choices. Oh. That made me uncomfortable. Ooh. It's easy to miss, but beneath that quarter-acre swarm of moths, that's Brachyolomia conjuncta, the mottled dagger moth. Their diet is mostly constrained to lichen, but they make an exception for sunflowers. Is a quarter-acre sunflower orchard, and beneath that sunflower orchard there are 2 small lots with small houses, positioned so they just about butt right up against each other. The houses are empty now of human life. There's no sign of a person or anything living except for moths and overgrowth. There are some pipes bolted into the cave wall near the perimeter, and a few stone scars where other pipes have been ripped away by scavengers. These once supported the large grow lamps that fed the sunflowers. The lamps are gone now. Once this crop of sunflowers is picked away, it's unlikely anything else will grow here. But lichen, moss, and rock formations. The mottled dagger moth will move on. The houses will be visible again, at least until somebody strips them for building materials or the river washes them away. The houses were once inhabited by 2 sisters. Why they built their houses so close together, or lived in any proximity at all, is a mystery, since they clearly despised one another. Oh, I like that. Oh, it didn't work. If anything, close quarters just turned up the pressure until those decades of closely held resentments and animosities were pretty near to boiling over. All that energy had to go somewhere, and both sisters had the same idea. They took up gardening. They both cultivated sunflowers, an improbable crop for this location. Too improbable to be coincidence. Maybe the sunflower had some special meaning for them. Or maybe when one sister saw her rivals sowing the impossible seeds, she knew at once she couldn't bear to be outdone. Which sister had the greener thumb, we'll never know. The stalks tangled, the roots knotted, and the seeds mixed. Those gangly sunflowers merged the 2 lots into one undifferentiated field. The two sisters moved out, probably around the time the moths started showing up. Of course, there was no selling the lots then, overgrown and bug-chewed as they are. In fact, if those sisters ever tried to sell, they'd be in for a rude shock. Not long ago, a property tax clerk, having seen the 2 adjoining lots registered to the same last name, presumed they belonged to the same owner and erased the legal border between them. You can't do that. Oh, that guy should lose his job. Yellow? Okay. Clara, Kate, and I. Who's I? That's the telephone theme. It really do be all about telephones. I wasted a lot of paper writing all those letters and numbers down. I guess we're gonna be here for a minute. Looks like they have a few calls to make. Yeah, that's a good question. Ha ha. I just thought I'd stretch my legs. You know, on firm ground. I didn't realize this place would be floating on barrels. Back when I was driving long hauls, that's the real big trucks now, I sometimes wouldn't leave the cab but to pump gas. I took my meals in there, I slept in there, I changed my socks in there, you know, the whole thing. So, one time I was hauling a bunch of big spools, telephone wire I think, actually, up from California into Washington State. You know where that is? It's way out, on a map, it's kind of to the left of here, more or less. Why not just say west? Is west illegal? Or they don't know, he doesn't know which way is west here underground in this magical realist cave. In between California and Washington, there's a place called Oregon. And you can't pump your own gas there. They have a guy who does it called a gas jockey. And you better not even open your door, or they get all suspicious. I've heard about that, and it's not true anymore. They repealed that law or set of laws. And I remember a lot of people, perhaps cruelly, making fun of Oregonians complaining about the unsafe practice of pumping your own gas, and seeing people who have never done it before for themselves making critical errors. Hopefully none that were deadly, but certainly a lot that wasted a lot of gas on the ground. I drove through California and into Washington, and I refueled in the middle, in Oregon. And so I didn't set foot out of my truck for the whole day. When I came out of that cab, the ground rushed up like it missed me. Gave me a big old kiss right on the chin, right here. What I'm saying is, hell, I forget. Ha ha. What am I talking about? Yes, that's the moral of the story. Exactly. Don't forget that, and don't say I never taught you anything. Well, guess I'll head back aboard. Might see if I can find any of the good stuff stashed in the... maybe in the spice cabinet? Maybe in the medicine cabinet? Ha! Ha! That's where it belongs. Hell, who am I talking to? Don't listen to me, kid. I'll see you in a few. They're hiding alcohol from me, dude. What? What? Did she just... I just caught the tail end of that movement. Did she just, like, make an exasperated... I love that.
I remember going to a house in Aroostook County, Maine. I was 2. We were moving, and we were driving up in a white Nissan station wagon with faux wood paneling. And it was the first time that I'd seen the house that I was going to live in for the next 7 years.
Huh.
Being washed in the bathroom.
Oh, right, right. Oh, God, I'm so dumb.
My car, I had to parallel park it the street that I live on was full, but there was a... But it just got cold today for like the first time in a long time. So I had the heat on. And whenever you have the heat on in an old car, it definitely smells a certain way. It smells kind of like, it almost smells like smell that it's hot. You can feel it, but the smell that it is like from the car itself, like from the engine. And there's been a lot of smoke going on in that car, so it's not exactly a pleasant smell, but it's definitely strong, definitely there. And the windows down, you can also smell that it's cold. So it smoke, and that feeling together is super familiar if you've been in old cars a lot. Anyway, I was parking, and I had to go in and out about it like 3 times, but when I finally finished parking, it was perfect. Both wheels against the curb, and that's when I had like double memory. When I first learned how to drive, my mom taught me how to parallel park. She told me a story about her dad, who was a motorcycle cop, taught her how to parallel park. Every time she parallel parked, she would take out a dime and stick the dime between the wheel of her car and the curb of the street. Then she had to do it again.
Her dad sucked, and she deserved better.
But every time that I got upset about having to do it again, she would tell me that I didn't have to do the dime distance away from the curb. I learned how to drive in the fall, and I got to know a lot during that time. And I don't know when my mom learned to drive.
Okay, I believe that back when the phone messaging system, the interstitium between this and the last act was active, they actually did get people, phoning in and actually saying stuff. It'd be very cool because obviously this is all 5 acts together, and it takes note of which parts you've completed. It'd be very eerie to listen to like the last message and actually hear my own recorded whatever nonsense thing I said.
Oh, so, probably young school.
Yeah, I hope they're not as long as the last one, because the last one was interesting, but
I can't sleep because the trees are scraping against my window, and it reminds me of the sun scraping against my skin.
awesome. I don't. What can one say in response to a message like that? If true, that is rough. Like bark
What?
being tongued.
I'm about to cross the ocean. I worry about my dog. Anywhere near a place. Gas is full. Not when it's being sold.
Huh.
Stuff to hold on in the seat, but yeah, my hands are pretty damp.
Hell yeah. Great.
So that was the number 10. The flash card was pretty young. It had a yellow background.
Beautiful.
The songs are too loud. Not gonna lie, I guess I was walking. I was in the stroller. Out in the park for other extra like spider web. I just freaked out a lot. That's the first thing I remember. You were sent for. I keep hearing his voice whenever I close my eyes. Like bells ring. Like the bells aren't metal bells, they're ceramic bells. They're kind of bells like memory, you know? It's weird. I can't even describe
Huh.
I remember driving across an old dirt road. My first day at the party at McDonald's in Hawaii. I got a toy that I didn't like. I broke it.
Hmm.
Being caught at jungle gym. I was crying so bad. Mom picturing rallies at it. My parents taking me out. They missed me. All the rest did.
That's rough. I mean, you can't help your emotions, really. What's worse is like if you're with some small kids and they're just like bored, and then you like miss out on, say, the Calgary Stampede because their parents are the ones that have the box that you were watching from, and you had a nice view for once, and they're like, "Sorry, our kids are bored, so we have to leave," and it's not like we're gonna stay there.
Seriously?
Retreating.
Or they're aware of boots. Or sneakers. My feet always feel damp. Cold and damp. Well, I was hoping that you'd be able to tell me why I can't sleep.
Oh,
It seems like it's been a long time, and it seems like it's been it's just happening.
yeah, exactly. So he does. Okay. Oh, I didn't even comment. This is the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. And I'm assuming that's where we got the Bureau of Secret Tourism's little pamphlet. That delightful little bear. Am I doing something? He moves sometimes, and I don't know. That's great. Don't you go diving in too. It's actually really cold out and kind of dangerous. Do you say where he was going? I see. Still thirsty. Kate keeps some diet soda in the broom closet, but you didn't hear it from me. It's next to the bleach. Bring a flashlight. Oh, no, I don't think that's what he's looking for. So, any important messages? Every single one. Where are you headed tonight, small man? Is this young woman your friend? We met Ezra earlier tonight, and he's been very helpful. I'm hoping we can return the favor once we get back above ground. Poor kid was sleeping at the bus station and just lost track of his folks. He'll be alright. He's more at home down here than any of us. Trust me, I have an eye for it. That is an interesting look. Hoodie, covering, shorts. That's how I jog sometimes. Not hoodie, but like a big jacket and then just shorts, so I just look absolutely stupid. Kate, thanks for calling. Pregnant. I couldn't get settled in bed, so I was just watching TV. Some cooking show about high concept junk food, and everyone from my high school chemistry class was there, making cupcakes out of old bicycle parts. I think I might have dozed off a bit, actually. Honestly, this baby can come out whenever he wants. I'm completely over it. Oh, it's all an act. I'm actually... Whoa, God. The Phones down here are such a mess. Hey, Kate, I really appreciate you checking in. I have your pager number, and so does Eric, just in case I'm too, distracted or whatever. I'll let you go. I should try to eat something. Hmm. Okay, thanks. Maybe I'll just chew on some ice. Oh, harsh. Talk to you soon, Kate. Hopefully. Conway being like, hey, I want to look at the water for a while. Don't be a stranger. But I need you gone for a bit. That's not at all how he said it. Just checking in on a client. Did I mention I'm a birth doula? Oh, interesting. Also, is this like the gas jockeys in Oregon, where it's like you're not allowed to dial your own phone? Okay. Some women choose to come labor on the boat, actually. For the rest, I have a backup just in case I can't get back to dry land in time. I've been lucky and only had to lean on her a handful of times out of several hundred births. You'd never believe how many people are just born all the time. Everything's great. Sounds like she's ready. Some women just know. It's amazing. Others are caught totally set by surprise. Your friend went back aboard? I don't like. It's a, it's a, yeah, it's a problem. But yeah. You were sworn to secrecy. Ha ha. It's okay. I got rid of all that junk food anyway. I'm on a star thistle and grapefruit cleanse. Interesting. Oh. I'm glad you phoned. I was just thinking of you. Oh. I was eating an early lunch, actually, and my mind was wandering. I visited the hospital yesterday. I went to visit Uncle Andreas, but they moved him. Now he's in a hospice care facility run by some old Polish nun. Everyone says it's very nice. I asked them about visiting, and they said he didn't want any visitors. Yes, it's typical of Andreas. I was thinking maybe if you came to visit, he would see you. All those afternoons you two would go drinking beers by the river. Don't you think it would mean a lot to him if he could say goodbye to you in person? Oh. It's true. You're a long way from home, Clara. I suppose it can't be helped. Oh, here's Mother at the door. We're going to try again to see him. I hope the tour is going well. Love you. Be careful. My sister, back home. She's very depressing to me this morning. My Uncle Andreas is terminally ill and refusing visitors, and Nadia is making a stir about it. Yes, but only recently. He lived abroad for most of my life. I only met him a few years ago. My sister's older, so she knew him as a child too. So I think her respect for him is distorted by sentiment. We must always take the dying at their word. Their motivations are beyond our understanding. Huh? The older man, he's swimming back to the mammoth? No emergency, I hope. Yeah, he should. Ah, indigestion. I don't suppose any of you folks are headed past the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces? Yeah, my mom usually picks me up from work, but I got wrapped up in a card game and I didn't call her in time. I hitched a ride this far, but. Oh, it's a variant of solitaire. I designed it myself. Well, it's a work in progress. It's no big deal. I'll just hang out and read or something until it's time to head back to work. Oh, that's depressing. Do you not sleep? Hey, you folks are traveling with that old guy, right? With the leg? Is he okay? I saw him earlier tonight. He came by the storage facility for some files. He totally bit it on the staircase. He's okay though, right? Yeah, you'd have to be to dive into the echo like that. Ha ha. Well, have a good night. Or, morning, almost. Oh ho, our friend. Oh, is that you? I guess so. You don't sound convinced. Well, it doesn't matter either way. I just dialed 0 and asked the operator to connect me to any open line on the river. I'm in need of an outside perspective, you see? Well, maybe you can help me out. I reckon you can. Here's the score. The performance is at dawn. We're coming right up to it. None of the cast is here yet. That's okay. Hell, I'll enlist the audience if I have to. The stage crew, likewise, are delayed by bad weather. They may not make it in time. And they've got the props and the costumes with them. Well, I've done more with less. Good theater is always dangerous. My experimental stage production of The Death of the Hired Man can survive those tribulations, but there is one element still missing that is far more crucial. We can have theater without props, without stage setting, even without actors. But there is no theater without light. Of course, my production, experimental though it may be, aspires to emulate its source material. Frost's poem is framed by 3 sources of light and their effects on its subject, Mary. First, Mary stares a lamp flame on the table in front of her, while waiting for her husband, Warren, to come home. Second, she distracts herself from a painful conversation by examining the moonlight on her apron. Huh? Third, she watches a little silver cloud pass over the moon, dimming it as Warren finds Silas dead in the next room. And yet, despite this rich tableau of moonlight, we perform underground, in a storage facility. What I mean is, here in these artificial tunnels lit by droning, draining fluorescence, is the moon. Where do you see it in your mind's eye? What's the first solution that appears? You should have thought of this beforehand, dude. You asked me for suggestions. I gave you suggestions. You said, I love how cruddy a storage facility would be for the psychoacoustics. Now you're complaining? For shame. Oh, didn't they? Cardboard Computer, they made a game before Kentucky Route Zero. Isn't that like a phrase that was in it? It's like a moth, moon, over a house. Okay, hang up a photo of the moon. He might not have a photo. Have an actor play the moon, dressed in white. That's something. This is what I would do, probably. It's minimalist, a bit sentimental, but it addresses the issue head on, which I like. No hasty aesthetic papering over, just concede the issue and invite everyone to develop the solution. I can already imagine the reviews. It may prove a bit controversial. You have a natural sensitivity for this kind of work. No, and availability. It's your strongest quality. I love how you're. I love how you were on the other end of this random phone call. It's a quality I feel is habitually sold short. Keeping oneself available, open to the vagaries of chance and experience, requires constant maintenance. It's a quality we have to nurture in ourselves. Our natural instinct is to close ourselves off from risk and opportunity. It's true. It's like that person who was like, "Oh, you should try a week of just saying yes to everything, no matter how ridiculous." A theologian I once happened to meet said, "Why make art?" I didn't say that right. Why make art? To quiet the mind, making it susceptible to divine influences. That's a kind of availability few of us ever attain. Okay, yeah, like openness. Yeah, I've heard that sort of vibe. Well, I hope you make it to the premiere, though it's coming up very quickly and I know you're still traveling. If so, I'll see you here at dawn. Safe travels, and thank you, as always, for your insight. Why? Also, how do you get to Hard Times from the storage facility? Wouldn't that be a trip? It's just like Conway. Oh boy, Conway. That's bad. Can't even stay on a floating platform long enough to get back to the ship. You gotta swim in a river that leads to the lake of Lethe. That right there is Ratcliffe Monuments. I'm lowering the volume slightly. That right there is Ratcliffe Monuments. If you ever need a headstone carved, for a loved one, I mean. Violet Ratliff, never married, nevertheless bore 6 children: Earl, Kelly, Barb, Ron, young Earl, and Beauty. And for each birth, she locked the doors of Ratliff Monuments for only 1 day, even with young Earl, when she was in labor for 36 hours. Well, that's what folks said, and I met her, and I believed them. She had the unyielding disposition of a cliffside. None of Violet's children had any desire to go into monument making. Barb was never very good with her hands. She ended up reading scripts in a call center. Oh, where she occasionally has to press a button or take down an order. Mostly she talks and listens, which suits her well enough. This is making me sad. I'm depressed. The run of the shop fell at last to young Earl, the only Ratliff still at home when his mother finally passed on at 82, and who then had the honor of engraving her headstone. He's done well, for the most part. Oh? The showcase, a mock cemetery out front, was mostly washed away. Stone monuments bobbing violently in the first torrents of the flood eventually sank and spread along the channel bottom downriver. An elongated graveyard for no human loss, visited by eyeless fish and adorned with indifferent wreaths of algae. If a few stray stones ended up at the bottom of Lake Lethe, too, we'll never know. Young Earl is the last of his short line, professionally, and there's nobody around qualified to carve his monument, so he's already claimed one of those at the bottom of the river for himself. So they'll have to dredge it up for him, or where are we going? I'll do this one. I'm sure the interior scenes are fun too, but I'm worried about Conway. The Radvansky Center. Good morning. Bags isn't feeling well. Long night. Poor kitty. What are you watching? Security tape from last night. Daryl left the lights on again. Should we slash his tires? I'll leave a stern note on his desk. Spare the rod. What are we doing today? Right. This is weird. You know that old vending machine? The one that only has tomato juice? No. The old one they just stopped refilling. Remember, we rolled it out onto the dock last August and some scavenger stripped it for metal in the middle of the night? Daryl cut his hand cleaning up after them, and it got infected, remember? No. Okay. Anyway, the rest of it ended up in the coat room until finally Daryl was piling it into a big bag for the trash barge to pick up, and he came across this box lost behind all the junk. Check it out. This looks old. Yeah, there's a bunch of videotapes and completed questionnaires. I looked up the reference number and it's never been processed, so I guess that's what we're doing today. There's no date on it. We'll just have to make one up, unless there's some footage of a calendar or something in here. Ha. I guess these are the old tests, before we started doing the video exit interviews. That's annoying. Yeah, let's see. How did we do this? I'll run the tape, you interpret the questionnaire, and I'll type it up. So this is... Okay, so someone is watching this stuff from the distant past? So someone knows Shannon's End and Conway's. Wow, I haven't seen that poster in a while. I think this was mine from college. Yeah, definitely. Oh, right. Daryl swapped it out in the redesign. Now it's... what's there now? Yeah, it's... that's weird. I can't picture it. I mean, I can picture the wall. There's definitely something hung there. That's gonna bug me. Want me to go look? It's just down the hall. Ha. I don't know. I gotta get over it. It's just I'm noticing how ubiquitous it is. Not everyone laughs the same way. No, it's okay. The modernist bookshelf with the fancy vintage turntable. So ostentatious. So Daryl. What? That was my bookshelf. Oh no. But you, grew out of it or something, right? It ended up in the lab somehow. I keep my books in a pile now. It's easier to find what I'm looking for. Never, what shelf is that book on? Only, well, it's somewhere in the pile. Pragmatic. Okay, so there's that. No one in video games wants me to walk at a reasonable speed. I don't know what to do. Should I sit there? Should I sit here? I'll sit over here only because I think it's less likely to progress the stuff. Well, I was correct. Hmm. This should be some basic information and the first control test. Subject's general disposition. Question: why are you here? Pragmatic. Demographic category. What's the first thing you remember? Oh, God. Oh. I know that the birdcage was an earlier memory. I can't remember if it was her first one. I'm going to say it's her first one, and if I'm sad, I'm sorry. If I'm sad, I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, and also sad. Mid-20s. I love the idea, like she's getting that from that, but she's looking at the paper. Do you think we should use the old categories or the new categories? Oh, right. Will the computer even still take the old ones? They're still in the menu. Okay. In that case, put in precarious. Demographic precarious. Sure. Oh, I forgot. Name? It says Marquez on the file. Whoa, Marquez? Are you sure? That's what it says. Do you know her? That can't be. No, that's not her. Did she come alone or with a group? I don't know. There's an extended monitoring tape here, too. We could check on the dock when she showed up. She's thinking of Weaver, of course. Conway. I can't tell if this is the best camera placement of all time or possibly the worst. Oh, it's... Wait, who is that? That guy in the hoodie. What? I've never seen him before. Really? He looks so damn familiar. I thought maybe he was a former intern or something. He's a little old for that, right? No, I don't recognize him. Sorry. You're all deja vu this morning. It's spooky. Sorry, just one of those days, I guess. No, definitely not. Oh, she's traveling with one of those creepy distillery guys. Him? Nah, he just looks like some old drifter. Maybe you're right. It's hard to tell in this light. Ha! I guess the old man is on dinghy guard duty. A noble assignment. So, who was this lady? Oh, right. Well, do you remember WEVP TV? No. Okay. It was a community television station. The Consolidated Power Company had to fund it as, like, a punishment for owning too much of the broadcast spectrum or something. Oh, they used to screen your videos, right? Yeah, it was like a co-op. I did some maintenance, and they gave me a slot to show my work. I dig that idea. And they had that naked banjo guy late at night. Yeah, that's mainly what everyone remembers. I guess their whole mandate was community expression. He was certainly expressive. Oh, wait. Was WEVP the one that... the flood, right? Yeah. Damn. So, Shannon Marquez. Did she have a naked banjo show too? What? No. Let me guess. Which of the following sentences best describes you? Oh, man. Ah, please be happier. She had an exercise show? No, I've never heard of Shannon Marquez. It was a Weaver Marquez that I knew. She worked at the station for a bit, and then she left on kind of weird terms, actually. Anyway, where were we? I'm gonna cry if you make me watch Conway drink again. Okay, how do we rank her from the control test? Without turning around to look, please describe the following objects. Bookshelf. Oh, neat. And they partially cover it. I don't really. I legit don't remember. I don't think it's 5. It was either 3 or 4. Eeny, meeny, miny, goes. It's shaped like a transformer coil. I guess. I guess I've seen a library that had that. Question. Poster. Average, I guess. Yeah, I suck. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do 4? I think I did 4. Oh. Everything changed around her. How many pictures did she remember? 2 or actually maybe 3. What? She wrote orange, strawberry, guava. Guava? I think she meant the pear. See, that's what I hate. This is why I hate this test. There's so much fruit that basically looks just like other fruit. Oh, guava. Does a guava even look like a pear, though? I don't think I've ever seen a guava. I thought they were pink. They're just pink on the inside. You wouldn't confuse a real guava for a real pear, but in one of Daryl's crude watercolors. But I can still clearly tell that's a pear, even on video. Yeah, you and I can, but we already know it's a pear. She could be remembering wrong or just identifying what, to her, is a much more likely fruit to appear in a painting based on any number of cultural, social, geographic, you know? She didn't say anything in her response to help clarify? Let's see. Please describe in detail any sensations that accompany your memory of the pictures. Guava is just like candy. It's almost unnatural. My mother gave me some mushed up guava once to cure toothache. Not really, just some sensory memories of guava. I guess we should just skip the pictures. That's a shame. It's really hard to measure memory degradation in some of the later tests without this one as a baseline location updating scenario. I've been saying we should just use photographs. Watercolor paintings already have the quality of a half-remembered dream. Anyway, they're inviting you to forget them. Or somebody else already forgot them for you. Like a mama bird feeding her chicks cotton candy. I actually kind of agree. Like, there are good watercolors out there. But I don't know if it's something about hating the messiness or something about childhood learning it up, but I don't know. I don't like watercolors very much, or at least not doing them. Photographs are, it's not that they're really more accurate or true, but we think they are. They put you in that mindset. They have authority. So yeah, out with the watercolors, I say. But then poor Daryl would have nowhere to exhibit his work. Jen makes a noise. They're mean to Daryl. Cat, 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 cat. Jen, look who it is. Aw, I miss that kitty. I forget what became of the white one. Oh god, what are you doing? Her name was Coconut, and she disappeared without a trace. Easy come, easy go. Mimi. I wouldn't say easy. I had to leave food on the dock for a week before she'd come inside. She only stuck around for a month or two. You probably saw quite a lot of her. I remember you were working nights then. She was a nocturnal creature. That's right, I remember. I don't know, are you going to make me try to remember something? Should I be looking at something? I love that she is stuck on... Her head is turning to look at that cat. As too would I. I feel bad because I feel like the act is going to be over soon. But I'm going to call it a night as soon as I can. Did I miss the button? What is this? What am I holding? Cat food. Food for the cat. Beautimus. Wait, I don't remember this test. Oh. Did we cut this one? What's the questionnaire like? No, this is just... Sometimes if I can't make it in for a few days, I might leave a note to feed the cats. For the test subjects? Wow. How do you know they'll do it? I write it on a university letterhead. Jen, that is unethical. Ha! Ha! At least I don't use university property and research equipment to make weird video art. Very well then. I contradict myself. Ha! Ha! I wonder which is the nobler transgression. I'll settle that question. It's nobler to feed kitties. Kitty. Actually, let's see. Can I? Okay. I'm going to stop here for now. Because I've been going a long time. But I'm looking forward to see how it goes. Alright. Talk to you all soon.